Breaking cruise emergency near Port Canaveral. A major accident has shaken the Symphony of the Seas, one of the world's largest cruise ships. Alarming reports confirmed that a massive glass structure shattered without warning, triggering onboard chaos. Passengers were left terrified as the ship was rocked just moments before docking. Unconfirmed eyewitness claims suggest the vessel looked like it was about to split in two. Was this a mechanical failure or something far more serious? And why are some now questioning whether it could have been an attack? Authorities have not released full details yet, but what's been captured on video is raising serious concerns about safety protocols aboard luxury liners. What really went wrong near Port Canaveral, and how close were passengers to a full-blown catastrophe? Don't scroll past this. Hit the like button now if you believe these urgent cruise incidents need more attention. Stay tuned, because what we've uncovered will leave you speechless. What happened aboard the Symphony of the Seas on that morning has left both passengers and cruise experts stunned. The ship, renowned for its luxury and size, was minutes away from reaching Port Canaveral. Everything appeared routine, no storm warnings, no mechanical issues had been reported publicly. But then, a catastrophic failure occurred. A massive floor-to-ceiling glass panel located in one of the ship's restaurants suddenly gave way. In a split second, an enormous cascade of glass plummeted directly onto the deck area where guests were lounging just moments earlier. Eyewitnesses described a sudden cracking noise, sharp, loud, and unmistakably threatening. Before anyone could react, gravity took over and the glass collapsed in a violent burst. It's not an exaggeration to say that lives could have been lost in that moment. The pool deck beneath the window was typically full during those morning hours. Somehow, by sheer luck or perhaps fate, the chairs in the direct path of destruction were empty. But what raised even more questions and blood pressure was the speed of the event and the response that followed. One man's quick thinking may have averted a disaster. Crew member Nitin Kumar, a restaurant worker on board, reportedly noticed the window beginning to fracture before it collapsed. Acting without hesitation, he sprinted to the pool deck and shouted at guests to move. Some passengers later said that if not for his actions, people would have been sitting right under that falling glass. It's heroic, but it also raises unsettling concerns. How long had this window been unstable? Was it a freak accident or a case of overlooked structural fatigue? As the story continues to develop, what's particularly disturbing is how it all appeared so calm until it wasn't. There were no emergency alerts prior to the incident. There was no indication from the bridge that the ship had encountered turbulence or mechanical strain. So then, what exactly happened? Some theories online have been spiraling fast. A few viewers of the leaked footage have gone as far as to question whether the ship had been subject to an external force, a drone collision, an act of sabotage, or even a targeted attack. While these claims remain purely speculative, the absence of immediate transparency from Royal Caribbean has only added to the speculation. In the chaos that followed, cruise officials quickly cordoned off the affected area. Crews began cleanup operations and reportedly installed temporary protections. Passengers were reassured that the ship was safe and fully functional, but many still walked around with shaken nerves. The Symphony of the Seas resumed its course to the Bahamas later that day, continuing its scheduled voyage. However, the images and videos captured in those brief, terrifying moments spread across social media like wildfire, and the question that lingered over everything was, could this happen again? Cruise ships are floating cities, engineered with multiple redundancies and safety systems, but when something as seemingly simple as a window, especially one installed in a public dining area, explodes without warning, it underlines how vulnerable even the most advanced structures can be. Glass of that size and weight isn't just decorative, it's dangerously heavy. If a guest had been underneath, the result could have been catastrophic. The absence of injuries does not erase the near miss. It highlights how thin the line between comfort and catastrophe really is at sea. Some passengers reported that children were playing nearby. Others say they felt the tremor of the crash through the deck. The noise alone reportedly sent many running, unsure of what exactly was happening. And it wasn't until hours later that the cruise line officially acknowledged the situation. For a brand like Royal Caribbean, which prides itself on safety and excellence, this is not just a technical incident. It's a reputational one. There's also the broader question of inspections. How often are these vessels fully checked for stress fractures, especially in climate-sensitive areas like windows and balconies? Does the marine glass used in these designs meet global safety standards? And was this an isolated installation issue or part of a larger oversight? These aren't just questions for engineers, they're concerns every paying passenger has a right to ask. Because when you're at sea, isolated and hours away from land, you expect the structure around you to be solid and trustworthy. In the days following the incident, praise for the crew's swift action has poured in, but so have demands for accountability. Cruise safety forums, travel watchdogs, and passenger rights advocates are now closely watching how Royal Caribbean responds. Will there be a full public report? Will structural audits be made available? Or will this terrifying moment quietly disappear beneath a polished PR response? And let's not forget the emotional toll on those aboard. Cruise vacations are supposed to be relaxing escapes filled with joy and wonder, not fear and debris falling from the sky. Some passengers said they couldn't sleep that night, fearing that more parts of the ship could be unstable. It's a psychological burden that's harder to clean up than broken glass. As we continue to follow this story, one thing is clear. What happened aboard the Symphony of the Seas was not just an accident. It was a loud, visible wake-up call, a reminder that even the most luxurious ships sailing today are not immune to failure, and that safety must never be assumed. It must be proven, tested, and maintained at every turn.